Hello, everyone. How we all doing? Welcome to RPG Limit Break and the first night of the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Adamant Cup. I am Game Boy F9. I am joined by Starman. How you doing today?
I'm doing just fine. And do you want to go over the flag set?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of really exciting changes between the what is it, the Highway to the Zenith Zone, the 4th version, and this this tournament. The big thing with this being the Adamant Cup is that we have adamant armor that is available, and if you turn in that pink tail, that is what you will receive it back. Excuse me, an adamant armor. Excuse me, I'm stumbling here. If the back row glitches on, so that was not a thing in ZZ4. It's a thing in the Adamant Cup. Cecil and Fusoya are restrictive. That means they will not show up until the later phases of the game. You can't just get them on Mount Hobbs or anything like that. We have wildish treasures, and so that means we're going to get some really good equipment. We're only allowed 4 characters in the party, so there is no doubling of experience. So that'll be interesting strategy coming out there. And the big thing that you see at the bottom of your screen, 7 objectives, and you have to complete all of them. So in the Zenith Zone, it was 4, or I believe it was 4 out of 5. This one, you have to complete all 7 of those objectives. But you're gonna have a lot of really good characters at the end of the day.
That's correct. And with this flag set, and with the high completion, for the most part, you will be almost completely fine when you're ready to go to Z.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe we have the competition has begun. I believe this is race 5 of the Adamant Cup. We've already streamed a race at 2 o'clock, 6 hours ago over on the Free Enterprise channel. And this is our first race here on RPG Limit Break, and we're glad you're all here to join us.
And we're starting off with a power important. We have Twin Magic available from the start. That can be very useful for powering through some spots, especially if you have a nice black magic boosting stick. And I think we opened up an elixir, and I saw some exits in this pack, so that's actually pretty handy.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll very quickly get you out of dungeons or what have you. Yeah, here comes another notable change to the flags between this and the Zenith Zone. We're going to get a free item here from Edward, and we're going to find out what that item is in a moment. I did not see the opening item, but
I did. It was an elixir.
Oh.
And there's an Asura summon, so both of our really accessible free key items, or not key items.
Yeah, none from 2 for key items so far, so that still very early. That number will change.
And we were seeing LUF just raid the open treasury area, which is not a bad play. Although it doesn't look like there was much value in that one.
No, I really didn't see much. There was a diamond shield. I mean, a lot of it you're probably going to turn in for money. The Dragoon helmet would be really nice if we see Cecil or Kane later on.
And looking at our objectives, we have a whole spate of things to go do on the moon. Like the Masamune altar, the Ribbon Room, Cave Bahamut. And we're going to see at least 1 adamant armor, because trying to raid the pigtail is one of our objectives.
Hooray! Alright, we have LUF immediately going to Mount Hobbs. Stoppableforce gonna do some more treasure hunting. We're gonna have Dark Knight Cecil as the opponent, and I think this should be a slam dunk here. Though Porum and Palom are probably going to go down here.
Porum, I would probably let die. I would want Palom to get at least, a little bit of experience. Because that black magic will be very handy for tearing through these early spots.
Yeah, instead he revives Porum, the white mage, but no matter, it's a victory. It's another character, so we're off and running here.
And I think I saw that Stoppable Force picked up a power glove. A Zeus Gauntlet.
Well, that would be a Leviathan call. That would be nice if Rydia shows up. And I also saw a ribbon. That was over on LUF's side. But I was going to say, picking up a Zeus Gauntlet would be very appropriate because this is the Zeus Gauntlet group of this tournament.
And a Bahamut summon from, Watery Pass.
Yeah, where is Rydia? That's pretty much the question right now. Wow.
Judging from the amount of power we have for Rydia, she's probably in the back of the giant, never to be seen.
Yeah, that would be kind of a bummer there, but all right, Luff's out of Hobbs and is going to go to the Antlion Cave.
Look, I tell you what that Bahamut summon is. That's money. You sell that. What?
Yeah. Yeah, the Bahamut would be quite a bit of money in the store. And I do like Stoppable Force going through the entire cave here of the water pass, because there he goes using an exit. And so very quickly gets out of there and can move on.
Likely going to go to Hobbs next to see what their character is, or just pull up the hovercraft. That works too.
But first we're going to get the message that treasures may have been randomized during this randomization, or I don't remember what he says.
Treasures may have been shuffled during the Red Wings attack. It's fine. Oh hey, a Charm Rod. That is a pretty decent stat stick for Palom. I believe that's plus 10 wisdom. It's only being out by the Stardust Rod.
Successful fight over in the Antlion Cave by LUF there, and with that Zeus Gauntlet receives a tower key, so there's our first key item of the day.
Not strictly useful at the moment because we don't have access to the lower Babel, but as soon as we can get underground, that's, relatively 2 quick checks right next to each other. And you prefer having go in the tower key going into the Tower of Babel because you don't really want to come back if you can help it.
LUF's moving on to the Fabul. I was about ready to say the Fabul Gauntlet. It might be the Fabul Gauntlet, but yeah, he moves on to the Fabul Castle to move on to that next objective. Stoppable Force is going through the Antlion Cave, picking up a few extra boxes here, including a Dragoon Shield. So he doesn't have the second character yet. He doesn't have the Sid character quite yet.
Did pick up a heroine robe, I believe, if I remember correctly. So it's, no. The small child is going to do some murders.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage for level 10. Wow.
That's plus 15 strength and agility from both the bow and the heroine shirt. So it's just, no. Those are a lot of combat stats on one very small kid.
So we do have a limit on these boxes up to tier 7. So that pretty much means that you're not going to see the crystal sword or some of the really overpowered weapons. Well, I shouldn't say overpowered, but they're very powerful weapons. But I
Well,
think there's only like 6 or 7 items that you're restricting. So so you're still going to see a lot of good stuff.
and not out of strictly these boxes, because yeah, these will go up to 7, but I think it's still like a little bit like you're more likely to get higher tiered items out of like later locations.
Yeah.
But there is one exception to that, is popping trap chests. Trap chests can be like almost anything. So I would not be surprised if we see some people maybe go over to Cave Eblin, or be searching for the trap chests when they're in that lower battle. For just that chance, like getting like adamants or maybe like an Excalibur crystal sword.
Stoppable Force succeeding in his Atlantean fight.
And hello, Plague.
Yeah, Plague over on LUF's side, and
Oh, it died.
yeah, got through. Very good. So right now it's 3 successful fights to 1 in LUF's favor.
It looks like Stoppable Force is headed up Mount Hobbs to get that Sid. And we have a hook.
Ah, so pretty much everybody watching is liking that. They do like seeing the hook. They don't like seeing the magma key. All right, Stoppable Force now facing Dark Knight Cecil. Probably gonna have a similar experience to LUF here. Yep, he's not even gonna try to keep the mages alive. Just gonna keep Sid alive, and that will be a victory on his side.
And Stoppable Force has like that Zeus Gauntlet, the Artemis bow, and like some arrows. At least some like good headgear. Maybe a black belt. Like those will all go wonderfully for Sid.
All right, next stop for LUF will be Baron to check out the character in those 2 boss fights. Stoppable Force is checking out the treasury over on Mount Hobbs, and he'll be pretty happy with seeing a ribbon in the Leviathan Call.
That, with a properly equipped Sid, that Odin is relatively tame. In fact, that Baronage should be relatively tame in general.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 3 slashes to deal like 1,000 hit points or something like that. It's not a lot of hit points, so
not even that. I think it's like more like 500 to 600.
Yeah, but what was the character there?
Kane.
Kane was there? Oh,
yes.
So interesting strategy here by LUF. We'll see if this pays off. He's going to Eblin to pick up the free character. Also seeing sirens. Oh, that's nice to see.
This is where I like consider selling the Leviathan. Come on,
Oh, picking up 2 hourglasses. I like that idea.
And 2 sirens. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, those hourglasses, they're going to really help, like, with... You could go against the Mad Ogres, possibly, with, now that you have hourglasses.
Stoppable Force, meanwhile, going into Fabula, going to be dealing with Plague here in just a moment. going to be somewhat rewarded for having like that extremely well-equipped form in the middle slot, because that very fast speed should slow down play quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly. LUF is assigned to save here in Eblin. And Stoppable Force will be taking on Plague, as Starman said. Oh, okay.
Hello, Foo.
Yeah, okay, that works. That works.
I would imagine when the time comes, Porum will be the first one to be, kicked from the party, just because Foo is just that good.
Yeah, absolutely. Stoppable Force easily dispatching Plague with that Artemis arrow setup. That was well played. So Stoppable Force will pick up the hook, and both of our contestants so far are 3 from 3 in boss fights.
And the thing to note about Plague is giant floating eyeballs are weak to pointy things, as one might imagine.
All right, LUF's continuing to plunder all the chests, or the treasure chests here, and now we'll be exiting out. And what will his next play be? As we see Stoppable Force selling a lot of stuff to pick up some weapons, I believe. What's he looking for? Maybe an ogre axe? I think that's what he was looking for. All right, we have some more menuing over on LUF's side, so while we have a little bit of downtime here, we'll quickly mention the format here. We have 16 groups, 13 of them are 6 big, one of them is 7 big, and it's just a straight round robin with all the members in your group. And if you're the best player of the group, you have the best record in the group, you advance to the brackets, and if you're in the top 3, you get to have a last chance race effectively against between the 2nd and 3rd place. As we see LUF getting electrocuted, LUF electrocuting Odin, and now he will face the evil wall. What do you think, guys? Oh, with a fire 3, yeah, I think this will be a winnable fight, but yeah, the evil wall hits hard.
This spot's physical hit attacks are surprisingly chunky.
Yeah, but a fire 3 definitely dispatches the evil wall quite quickly, and a ninja hatch as the reward. So, not too great there, but Kane joins, and Sid is being dismissed. So Stoppable Force doing similar things to LUF here, taking a look at the item boxes, gonna do some plundering of his own with that self-call. LUF is going ahead and equipping Kane before making his before going to his next destination here. LUF picking up some Star Veils, which will be excellent in case he runs into some opponents that may require that. There are a couple that could easily be used. And Stoppable Force hesitated before going, yes, I want Fuso, yeah. All right, so looks like LUF is yep, okay, yep. Now, so as Starman mentioned, when he saw that cursed ring and did decide to sell the Leviathan, doesn't look like he really wants Rydia in the game. We see Rosa as the Sand Ruby character. And LUF is going back through Evelyn.
It looks like he is planning on doing the hook route now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Stoppable Force is continuing to go through Evelyn, is now going to... looks like he's just going to go back and check out the rest of the boxes here. So pretty much our runners are doing very similar things. I'd say the only difference right now is Stoppable Force hasn't gone through the Baron Inn yet. And I would say the difference of that is Stoppable Force went through the waterway. Stoppable Force is going to check out this fight here, the two Staleman fight. Wow, with 1860 and a charm, I think this is going to be a successful fight here, which is going to be worth a lot of experience. LUF is going to take this 4 Ogre fight. Here's another change from Zemus 4, the Zemus Zone 4 to this. You are allowed to use the life potion glitch, which means double experience if you pull it off for each monster you're able to pull that trick off of.
Yep. Okay, this Ogre chest is actually pretty good if you want really early experience, well, having to go out of your way to get it, the pre-hook route. Because Mad Ogres can be hit with the Hourglass, which means they will just sit there while you hit them until they die. Usually. Like, functionally, a Hourglass is more or less permanent, but it can wear off.
Yeah, I think it runs like 30 times as long as a regular stop spell or something like that. It's a really long time. All right, here's that life glitch I was talking about in action here. So right after a monster loses, you immediately cast a life on the defeated monster, but because all monsters have a vitality of 0, they just immediately die again, and you get the experience points a second time.
Yep, you get the experience points a second time, the gold a second time, which is kind of hilarious. You kill the thing once, and you loot the gold, you revive it, and it dies again immediately, and you get the gold again.
So this is an interesting play by Stoppableforce. He's decided to take on Vivalis over in the Mist Cave. Oh, and I understand why. Go ahead, Starman.
And that is entirely because they just want spells for Fu. Which makes sense. Like, the more bosses you fight, the more powerful Fu becomes. And that, like, what is it? When he's at 1800 health, he'll have all of his spells. He won't be at full max health until you kill, like, boss. Well, he starts at, like, 500, 600, so it's like 14, 15, 13 bosses.
Yeah, absolutely. And LUF completing the Mad Ogre fight, perfectly executed that life potion glitch and scored over 16,000 experience, which I was seeing like 8 levels and 4 levels. It was a lot.
And I just saw Quake and White pop up for Fu. Those are both excellent spells. Quake is like basically your go-to AoE spell for the entire game. Like, there's a handful of things you won't use it on, but that's because they're floating.
Yeah, and I mean, this leads to the fact, even though I thought that the Mist Cave fight was a little bit curious, it turned out to be a very perfect strategy, because he was able to knock out that evil wall faster you can say complete Cave Magnus, our first objective here.
Okay, oh, and Stoppableforce is choosing to ditch that cane. Is that the gauntlet? That's the water hag. Surprisingly deadly to see here, by the way. Because the spot goes fast, and normally it's inhabited by a boss that has very, very weak magic attacks. However, the King Queen Emblem spot has like a ton of physical damage. So if you get any boss that does primarily physicals, it will truck your party if you don't have like good gear on and macros, and even then, in some cases like mages, it will still just roll over them.
Yep. Yep, you pretty much said it exactly. I remember I played a seed, and Odin was the spot, and I had to do the hook route, and I was like, yeah, and we're done here.
The good news with Odin here is you only have to survive 3 hits, and maybe you have like, I don't know, Thor Rages, maybe a Zeus Rage in your back pocket. That will actually get you through him relatively fast. I would actually argue that he's maybe less deadly than Water Hag here, because all Water Hag does is punch.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. We have Ogo Pogo over on Stoppableforce's side.
This Quake may or may not kill directly. It did kill directly. You love to see it. This is actually a very good spot to see Ogo Pogo, because it's very, very low HP. It doesn't actually hit that hard. The worst thing about it is like, the big waves, because that's like guaranteed 50% HP off. But I'm pretty sure the spot here actually does not have that, shrine magic, and therefore magic accuracy, so it's much less dangerous than it could be almost anywhere else. Likewise with K-Nazo here with the Sin Turtle, Turtle Sin. Well, this is not a high HP spot. So
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
If you hit it with like enough damage, it'll either go straight into high in the shell or just die outright.
Yeah, I was going to say the wave isn't going to hit too hard as we see that Stoppableforce is probably going to win this fight. This is going to be followed up with an Ice 2, and that probably is going to do it.
Yeah, but no, not quite. Oh, no, yes, quite.
Meanwhile, over on left side, I was very impressed. He used 3 items to make sure that Water Hag went down very quickly.
And that's smart because those items will never miss. You don't care about what damage you're doing to, Water Hag, because Water Hag will die after 3 direct hits, as long as, no free bosses is off, which it usually is. And it looks like LUF is forgoing killing this fight as fast as possible is to get a little bit of a grind out of it.
Yep, makes perfect sense here, as stoppableforce will move on to the last part of ordeals here to pick up the key item, as we see another key difference between this flag set and the Zenith Zone 4 set, as we see the pass picked up, which will give stoppableforce a direct route to Zeromus. But you'll see all 4 of these characters do get to fight the Mom Bomb at this spot.
No longer having to just, get your hero Tella through it.
LUF completing the Dark Imp fight. Well done there. I saw 7 levels gained for Kane, so that's quite a jump there.
Yes, and that should let them get through a lot of spots underground. That is plenty of power. Now, let's see if LUF takes a look at who the boss is on top of Lower Babel. They do. I think that's Leviathan.
Yeah, I think so. I saw that very briefly there, but that does seem
it was a purple robe, so it's either Leviathan or one of the Mylons. We will find out in a moment, probably.
Yeah, especially with that tower key pickup. Wow, I just noticed something. Our tracker JMac, the librarian, is only clicked off key items 5 times amongst our 2 runners. 3 items for stoppableforce and 2 items for LUF. So we are going to be well on our way to maybe a 28 out of 28 boss seed at the rate this is going.
Well, thankfully, we only need so many key items, with the Darkness Crystal basically being 3 objectives at once. The others, okay, the others are also standalone key items, and 2 of them not ending in key items of their own. Actually, 3 of them. The only one I see on this list that isn't Darkness Crystal block that could also result in another required key item is the Cape Magnus one.
All right, LUF looking through the treasury here, or excuse me, not the treasury, the store here. We're gonna take a moment to thank JMac the librarian for tracking this evening. Hope you're having a great time, and really appreciate you helping out. Scala Kitty, I would say at least 90% of the people watching this stream right now knows who Scala Kitty is. Z's our restreamer today and is one of the head engineers of the free enterprise community, and always glad to see her helping out.
LUF is buying a handful of coffins at the moment. Still holding on to those summon orbs. We're gonna actually be real handy in case you run into a Sura or the Magus Sisters, or you feel like bopping some sorcerers on the moon.
All right, place your guesses. What job will this Oh, an air traffic controller. Oh, I do not want to be an air traffic controller, Starman.
Especially underground.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I mean, gosh. All right, so we have LUF going through the Fey Marsh here, and gonna do some treasure hunting here. We'll be taking a lot of damage from the floor tiles here, so there's the monsters, and just immediately resets. Yep.
I would honestly heal up, go back to that chest when I'm in front of it, and open it. And you know, I have 2 Quake casters. So I was like, if you should be able to take like a hit or 2, just blow it up. See if like I get an adamant armor.
Yeah, that is a good point. I believe LUF is out of hourglasses now, so that may be what that may be why he decided not to go for this right now. All right, so we do have a free item down here in the Fey Marsh. We're not going to check that key item quite yet. Well, it might not be a key item. It might be a really good piece of equipment, but...
We may also be dealing with inventory boss. Hey, cabins. Cabins are real handy.
Yeah, you were exactly correct. Inventory boss is definitely a thing in Final Fantasy IV. The Earth Crystal has been picked up.
Clear out more inventory because you're already opening up, like, you know, a treasury.
Yeah, we might be playing that that little game that originated from Free Enterprise, and it's always been a pretty fun thing over the years. All right, looks like Stoppable Force is now going to go through the full hook route here. And we're going to see in a moment if he's going to pursue those mad ogres. I would imagine that he would. No, I stand corrected. He's going to go through the whole... he's not going to open any boxes here. All right, looks like we're fighting, I believe we're fighting, oh, the officer and the 3 soldiers. Is he going to be able to... Oh, well, yeah, Coffin will do it.
Assuming Palm does not get boxed.
Yeah, might need a little bit more than 1 hit point to take care of this, but yeah, now I think he's good to go. Accelerates to battle speed 1 with this group here, and here we go.
Keep in mind the spot is going to hit decently hard. Like that. Oh, that can happen.
But that's okay. The coffin does go off by another character. and I believe the life missed.
Worm, you had one job.
Very good over at Stoppable Force's side, knocking out the water hags, so very good there. Now we'll take on the Dark Imps for round 2. Meanwhile, successful fight over on LUF side. And we'll be picking up a key item here. Or maybe a key item. It is a key item. It's the Darkness Crystal, and it's very important because, oh, we've got a lot of objectives up there.
Yeah, we do. That suddenly opens up, like, the interior of the moon. 3 of our objectives. By the way, Stoppable Force over there hitting the Dark Imps with a stone is out of that fight, like, in a jiffy.
Yeah, great strategy. Well done there. You know, as I watch these as I watch these runners throughout the years, it just impresses me a lot. Just of all the strategies they've come up with over the years, and I'm just like, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that. And this was one of those times. All right, LUF is gonna save here, and I believe he's gonna try the other fight here. It is Mylon Z is the fight there, and we're gonna be throwing up some blink spells here, which is great idea because Mylon is probably going to hit pretty hard in this spot. Yeah, 2,040 damage. That's that's a lot of damage.
Like, it's one of the most dangerous physical spots in the entire game. Like, if Leviathan is great to see here because he doesn't actually hit that hard with his, like, ice 2s. But this spot has like a ton of physical damage.
Yeah, and I mean, Mylon's moving pretty quickly too. I believe the blink has been turned off with Kane, and I believe it's been turned off with Fusoya as well. But 4,000 damage from that fire too is very helpful. Stoppable Force is, by the way, moving up the tower and facing Yang.
This should be a relatively easy breezy fight.
Yeah, especially with the nuke spell. Scala Kitty, our restreamer, with a very good point there. Reverse vanilla. Because normally in Final Fantasy IV, it's Yang who has to stop the Dark Imps, but instead we have to stop Yang. Oh, Mylon Z's gotta be close to being wrapped up here.
This spot actually has quite a bit of HP.
Yeah.
It can take a minute.
Oh, couldn't get the blink off in time. That's all right. Still got time to recover out of this. And just gonna go straight to the fire 3. Can't blame him. Just try to wrap this up as fast as you can because, wow, Mylon Z is going very quick.
one of those spots where you need to consider like your anchoring, because it's a very fast spot.
Yeah, but because of that aggressive play, he defeated Mylon Z.
Oh my goodness, and we have a double required Fey March.
Yeah, he was well rewarded for that aggressive play. Well done. Meanwhile, over in Stoppable Force's side, we've got the other Mylon fight.
Mylon's been, shoved in the microwave.
Yeah, absolutely. LUF deciding to go down the Sylvan Cave and gonna set himself up with an item over in Fabul Castle. He doesn't have the pan yet, so he can't pop Yang up with the head, or can't hit Yang in the head with the pan yet, but definitely can make some progress on that front. Stoppable Force defeating Mylon and picks up the Adamant.
While the rock is not, strictly speaking, necessary, it's one of the two items that will give us a free Excalibur and open up the best equipment shop in the game. Usually, the best equipment shop.
Yeah, it's one of those you like seeing and you don't at the same time in this case. I'm gonna go fight some alerts here for some additional experience and possibly some really good items. LUF going back to do some shopping for some more hourglasses and possibly some sirens.
I do wonder where LUF is headed next. What did Stoppable pull out of that chest?
It was only a rune ring.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it does boost magic power a little bit for our magic users. Continuing to raid the treasures here.
And hey, that's an Excal.
Oh, okay, you can get the Excalibur the easy way, I suppose.
An area Cecil in sight. I don't think LUF has gone up Mount Ordeal, so.
No, LUF has not gone up Mount Ordeals, and therefore has not picked up the path. So technically, Mount Ordeals is not required this seed. We did have some comments in chat about the microphones, our icons at the bottom center of our screen. This is a brand new thing that our Restreamer Scala Kitty helped out with, and this is really neat. So, as Scala says in chat, it is cool technology, and Absolutely. So I decided to be the broom because I'm like the janitor of free enterprise, so to speak. I always have to recycle all the newspapers that go flying in that community. But yeah, absolutely. This is oh, now I got a newspaper. Oh, all right, Starman, you're taking over. I have to read Scarlet Kitty's newspaper.
I'm just going to say I'm a fan of pulling out multiple holy swords out of boxes.
I've been known to clean up Matoya's cave as a side. Fair enough, Plexel. Matoya's Cave, Final Fantasy 1. If for those who, if you're not familiar with that.
Play that, yes, please. And we're going to rate that treasury. Which, oh, hey, Zeus Gauntlet, that's like a solid 7 out of 10, alright, too.
This is right now a Zeus out of 10. Yep. I believe we saw 2 Zeus Gauntlets.
Glass hat, poison arrows, hey, Masamune, where's Edge? Moonveil, another Zeus Gauntlet, an Ice Brand, a self-summon, and... Well, if we get like an Edge, this would be a 8 or 9 out of 10 treasury.
It's totally Zeus out of 10. That is 100% Zeus out of 10. Wow. And you know what? This is appropriate because this is the Zeus Gauntlet group of the Adamant Cup. So that is exactly what we should have seen in that treasury.
It looks like LUF is going to go do Cave Magnus, which is hard required. With stoppable force pulling the Baron Key out of the tower. So in a minute, when LUF gets to the bottom of this cave and gets through that cutscene, we're gonna go silent for a second so everyone can appreciate the fine jamming tunes that DJ Spoony Bard will play for us.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone in chat's going to have a chance to win 100,000 Jill. That's right. It's the 100,000 Jill. Name that tune. So it's nice and simple. First person to answer correctly wins 100,000 Jill. How about that? That's a great prize.
How's the prize being distributed?
How's the prize being distributed? I don't know. Meanwhile, we have Dwarf Castle over on Stoppable Force's side. Ooh, Wyvern!
Blarg! Die!
Ouch! That hurt.
It is time for Wyvern Standard Time.
No doubt, but it is also time to see who's going to win the cash. So, for 100,000 Jill, name that tune.
It's on the Genesis. Alright, we found the elements in Dwarf Castle, by the way.
We've moved on to the standard boss music, so we'll resume commentary here as we did see Stoppable Force using those Star Wyverns or Star Wyverns. That's a Dragon Warrior randomizer monster. I meant Star Veils. That's right, to knock out the Wyvern. Anyway, I had no idea what that music was, Starman.
Ooh, the spoon. We like the spoon. We say an Edward, we keep an Edward, and we just, strap an adamant to him.
There we go. The spoon tune. There you go. All right, so we're gonna exit on out of Cave Magnus here, and we're gonna head on back to the beginning, or not the beginning, but back to the Chocobo Forest.
Scala has answered the telephone for us.
All right, let's move on to the Tower of Zot. Stoppable Force is going through this Fey Marsh and is gonna go
Probably maybe try to fight the bosses down here.
Yeah, absolutely. Which are required. So LUF is no longer picking up any treasure boxes. Now, we do have a comment in chat about how it was 55 minutes before our first objective was checked, and well, actually there's a reason for that, and it's because that all of our objectives involve a key item in some way. So, like the Twin Harp over in Cave Magnus, or say you have to cure the fever with a sand ruby, you got to get a key item that way. So that is that's why it's taken a little bit of time before objectives have been filled in here. We have a Bahamut at the first Zot fight. Should be able to dispatch this before the time runs out. Yep. Stoppable Force doing some shopping over in the Fey Marsh. And now gonna see what bosses we have down here. He knows it's the other Mylon fight because he fought the original Mylon, or the first Mylon up the top of the tower.
Yang here. Not like super exciting. Not with like a cane and like all these Cecil swords and edge weapons are hurrying around.
Yeah, absolutely, but there will be a second character. Ah, there's Zed, Starman.
We have found Edge. And goodbye, Porum. Unsurprising.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have Fusoya already learning Cure 4, it's a pretty easy decision to make here.
It's one of those things that you kind of expect with like enough like good high-end gear and like a adamant armor coming at some point on the table that like, yeah, we could just maybe curse the kid and give all this nice ninja gear we found to the ninja.
Baigen is going to be the boss fight over at the Tower of Zot over on left side. We're going to increase magic over on Stoppable Force with Mylon Z. The blinks are coming up. Tella is in the game here, and I'm assuming that's because that's an agility anchor.
Yeah. If I think if Stoppable Force also has that curse string, that Tella will never gain enough agility to ever be a problem.
Yeah, which will make a much easier, well, not much easier, but definitely an easier Zeromus fight.
And, you know, hey, everyone's blinked up. We can just give the old man a virus. Watch him fall over. and that is also a way of, you know, regulating his agility.
Absolutely, and you can just let Tella run out of HP here. So, do we have a rat tail turn in,
which turned into a Lokaki. I have to mention. Go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that could be important. I mean, it could turn into another key item like the Sand Ruby, which is required, or the package,
which is required. Yep. It looks like LUF is finally going up Mount Ordeals. So won't get like anything super exciting up here, but should just blaze right through it. I think like Fu has all of his relevant spells.
Yeah, definitely can't blame LUF here for going up Mount Ordeals. It's going to be very quick here.
There goes Mylon. Here comes Ogopogo.
Nicely played over in Stoppable Force's side. Knocked out Mylon very quickly.
There goes Ogopogo.
And here comes Kainazo. Yeah, one thing that did help Stoppable Force in that Mylon Z fight was turning down the battle speed all the way down to 6. He saw that he saw those two fights and was like, yeah, we're gonna slow things down and take care of Mylon Z first. Meanwhile, a successful fight over on left side. Going to be a little bit different strategy over on Stoppable Force's side. Does use an hourglass to stop the officer and the soldiers instead of using a coffin. And then it's just going to be a series of quakes, and that will be all we wrote on that fight.
If that, this officer is just going to turn tail and flee before it really does anything else.
Well, the thing is, he can't flee because he was stopped.
Oh. In which case, just... In that case, he's just going to, die.
Indeed. J-Mac with a very good point. Our tracker, no coffins. Stubble does not have coffins, so that's why he can't do it the same way LUF did.
It's also worth noting that it's an entire fight that will just die to gain stoned. There's a Darkness Rock for stoppable. LUF has their pass. I would imagine at this point LUF is maybe considering going up to the moon.
Yeah, I think both of our contestants will be considering that for sure. But first, stoppableforce will be paying a visit to the down the Sylph Cave, just to get that one item over in Fabul from Yang's wife, and LUF going back underground. Oh, I think he's gonna look at the dwarf castle.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's reasonable. Like, there's a key item check here. I think it's just a defense sword, but you have a cane, so you know what? That might as well be like a crystal sword, as far as you're concerned.
Yeah. So, I believe our paths will converge here. After these two fights here on left side, both of our contestants will have defeated 17 bosses.
Wyvern. Hello, Wyvern. This is one of those moments where actually that nuke going off may just, save him, like, having to even worry about the Blarg ending. It's not, but I was almost hoping.
Yeah, that was a good strategy, that's for sure.
But you know what? You don't particularly care about food getting levels. And this poem is in danger of getting just gated out a window as soon as, like, we have a decent anchor. Which, there's a tele here, so there's a good chance that happens on most side. Oh, no,
so stoppableforce now rating that treasury, and we'll probably rate it Zeus out of 10.
And there goes the elements. So this spot has about 3,000 HP. This, like, second dwarf castle spot. And the elements HP pool is actually interesting because it doesn't have all its HP at once. It's split between, like, the first two elements with Mylon and Rubicante. And the other two with Alvalis and Kainazo. Which just means is they're scripted to refill their HP at a specific HP percentage. So you could bypass that if you just deplete all of their HP.
So according to what I have written down here, LUF is 17 from 19 in boss fights, and stoppableforce is 17 from 18. And one of the fights that so I think stoppableforce did one. Oh, that's right, he did the Mist Cave. He did the Mist Cave fight. So I believe that's a difference there, and I think he also did. Yeah, I think there are a couple other differences, but yeah, I mean, we've got some very good boss fighting here in our first race of the Adamant Cup here on RPG Limit Break.
And Stoppable Force is now turning in that Twin Harp. It is required, so, you know, they need to do it. And I would imagine they would go for, like, Troya right afterwards.
Well, since LUF's doing similar things to Stoppable Force, I'd say let's hear that music again.
I believe Stoppable Force already raided the treasury. Oh, right, the music from, like, the Twin Harp, which has music. The Twin Harp's music.
All right, so it was so that tune indeed was Sunset Park Act 3 from Sonic Triple Trouble. That means Professor Renderer actually wins the 100,000 Jill. So congratulations. And Professor Renderer will have to let us know what the use of that money will be. Meanwhile, that was a very quick work out of Yang and Mylan over on LUF's side, and very quick work of Dr. Luge on Stoppable Force's side. I imagine it's time to go to the moon now, I would think.
I think we have a Baron key on both players' sides, so...
Oh, Solid Force has to go through Zod, and I believe that is the difference between our two runners right now. I believe LUF has finished Zod and Solid Force is not, so we got a pretty good race going on right now here. So if you see down at the bottom center of the screen that you'll see a list of 7 objectives. Our contestants have to complete all 7 of those objectives. When they do that, they will receive the crystal, just like in Highway to the Zenith Zone 4 and pretty much all of our major tournaments on Free Enterprise. You will get the crystal, and you can use that to defeat Zeromus or the substitute of Zeromus. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, contestant who does that first will win the race and will be 1-0 in the Zeus Gauntlet group of the Adamant Cup. And 1-0 is definitely where you want to be to start. I mean, you're probably going to need a winning record in order to advance in this tournament. I mean, you might be able to get away with 3-3, but, or excuse me, no, wait a minute, this is 6-person group. So yeah, 3-2. Yeah, you're pretty much going to need to be 3-2. I mean, you might get away with 2-3, but I think you're going to need to be 3-2 in order to advance here. The key item at the sealed cave is the pan. I think LUF's going to have to accept that because that would be that would unlock 2 other key items. Potential key items, excuse me. We've got Leviathan.
Not the most terrifying thing here.
Stoppableforce dismisses both Yang and Edge, so... Oh! LUF had to take a reset on that Leviathan. Gonna make some adjustments and we'll try again here. Meanwhile, over on Stoppableforce's side, Baigan is in trouble, to say the least. All right, round 2 over on left side with Leviathan. This time with much more HP. Gonna go with a Star Veil, so any Ice 2s get reflected. Yeah, Ice 2 for 900 damage. That's a lot of damage. Yep, that's definitely where you want those Ice 2s reflected off of right now. That's where you want them aimed. Stoppableforce turns in the rat tail for the Luca key. Will he proceed down the sealed cave? No, Stoppable Force will be starting up the big whale here. Although it's possible he could just be starting up the big whale and then we'll proceed down to the seal cave. We'll see how this goes. Little bit of a struggle here with Leviathan. These Ice 2s keep hitting not Kane effectively. And that's where you want those Ice 2s bouncing off of right now. And I believe Kane... Oh, down to 1 hit point.
Oh. Very nearly killing Kane there. It's actually a little bit terrifying. Okay, Leviathan is down. LUF is through, and it gets to keep that pan as the reward. Meanwhile, Stoppable Force is going straight over to Cape Bahamut.
Well, can't blame him. That's one of the objectives that he must complete. And it will come with potentially a key item, so it could be double required for all we know here. We'll find out shortly. I believe we, when I saw that 46,000 experience, we definitely are at double experience over on LUF's side, and actually we're at double experience over on Stoppable Force's side, so double experience the rest of the way out.
The thing we have to note here is, okay, so that's a moon sparkle, and it can either be Pale Dim or the D-Lunars at this point. This is actually a party that's completely fine fighting D-Lunars, because it's like nothing but magic, so they'll never ever trigger the hopefully never ever trigger the counterattack sequence.
Yeah. First thing he's going to do is grind off some King Ryus, some gold dragons, but I think we've got a little bit of a pause there, so we'll pick that up in a moment. But LUF's going down, and Yang's going to get bopped on the head with Pan, and then we're going to...
Actually, with this Pan bop, LUF is done with all potential key item spots underground. He never has to go back under.
Yeah, and I believe I saw a helmet, so that didn't help.
It was just another money orb. No need to worry about it.
Alright, so gonna LUF's back to Fabul Castle, going to get the reward for going down the Sylph Cave a second time, and it is nothing happened. Oh, I did not see that. But judging by that reset, it was nothing important, and
it was just a Dragon Whip.
It was a Dragon Whip, so excellent decision, it turns out, by Stoppable Force here.
Sealed Cave was a bust. It looks like LUF is going to go clear out Baron Castle before they activate the Lunar Whale. Which actually is not a bad call. I believe this is... Let me look at what we have. Yeah, no, these are the last 2 key item spots on the blue planet as well that they can really check. So once they're done with this, the only things they care about are things on the moon that could pay out and things they require.
Yep, definitely going to quickly get through Baron Castle. And then we're going to... we'll have 2 boss fights here. Normally, Baigen and Keinazu are there if you play the vanilla version, but as always, it gets randomized. And we have a Mist Dragon fight. I mean, at this juncture, these 2 fights are going to be pretty simple.
I would imagine that this Mist Dragon is going to catch a nuke and die. This Mist Dragon is catching a nuke and dying.
Called it! Starman called it! Well, that was pretty fun. Okay, LUF's gonna move on and gonna take on the Odin fight here.
Technically, if Odin has anything we're required to get in order to finish the save, doing this and then going to the throne room is usually faster. But hi, Antlion. So this spot is going to truck because it hits it hits hard. Look at that Pelham. That Pelham's dead.
Yeah, this is going to be. Is it time to throw a spoon here? Possibly. It's definitely time for some blinking.
Keep it. That smoke is a. I think it's smoke. That Blink's edge. Also, by coming down here first, LUF is very much committed to fighting the Antlion now. Because if they die, they have to go all the way back through the cave. It's a big to-do.
Yeah, that's right. He hasn't saved here, so... I like this play. Putting down the illusion. Don't have to go through the wait time of the blink. I don't think it was that long a wait time anyway, but yeah. Get on with it, because Antlion's got to go down in a hurry.
And you'd really like to save those nuke charges for, just burning down Antlion. And Antlion goes down.
Yep, so that definitely worked out. Artemis,
oh boy, Artemis.
Can't blame them.
And unfortunately, it didn't quite pay out for them.
All right, now we're going to move on to part 2 of the normal Baron fights. I suppose that's the term. And then we'll be guessing which stone statues will be placed.
It's also worth noting that I understand going through all these fights because the game is heavily weighted towards having key item spots in the normal key item locations. So you really do kind of want to clean up these key blue planet spots before you really consider, if you really want to, before considering going up to the moon and stuff. And one nuke will send Asura pack in here. This spot has actually fairly low HP.
Yeah, it's in 3,000 or 4,000, something like that. It's not very high, and that's 5,000. And yep, Asura is defeated. Now 23 out of 26 in boss fights, so doing quite well there. Edward is the character and will be promptly dismissed, I imagine. Oh, no. Oh, Hallam's out, and I think I understand why. It's because of the spoon. Edward can equip the spoon in these flags. You couldn't do that in ZZ4. You can definitely do that here. One of the new things of version 4.5 is that we randomly put down stone statues. In this case, it's a stone CPU orb and a stone mini frog. And there we go. Oh, required. Baron key required. That is a sand ruby. Now you don't have to take Rosa here. You can just promptly dismiss her. The only thing that matters is that you cured that fever with the sand ruby, and there it is. Yep, she's dismissed. So that is 2 objectives complete, and I think these objectives are going to get quickly checked off here.
Yep. At this point, LUF has nothing better to do than go raise the whale and go up to the moon. Because everything they could possibly need has to be at the moon at this point.
Yeah, absolutely, and he'll probably pick up all the experience points he needs at the moon. Just depending on what items he can pick up here. We did see Stoppable Force go after some gold dragons, King Ryu's, which are worth 180,000 experience points. All right, we're headed toward the moon. And gonna go, looks like he's gonna go down the lunar subterranean. Gonna pick up one more character here. And that is another Porum. So if I recall correctly, all of the characters have to be in each seed, but that does leave us with one duplicate. And so Porum was that duplicate. And you are allowed to, in this seed, take two Porums.
Yes, but why would you?
Yeah. And now we're going to go down Cave Bahamut and knock off objective number 4. And we're going to find out what this sparkle is. I believe Starman said it was either the D Lunars or Uh-oh. Uh-oh, pale dim.
Yep, these lunars are pale dim.
Yeah, and some people in chat were calling it cursed ring on Edward, which will give him 1 agility. But first, we're gonna have a siren fight.
I do suspect that LUF is going to want that Edward to get some levels, just because you don't want to have to try to keep Edward alive through a boss fight, just to get him, you know, at acceptable levels.
And does decide to revive Edward here, and we're gonna see the life glitch take place. There's the weak. There's the swing, there's the defeat, and LUF has just scored 180,000 experience points. And if you thought that was only a Dragon Warrior randomizer meme, you were wrong. But anyway, that was a lot of levels there, so in much better position to take on this fight here.
And it's pale dim. By the way, pale dim is going to be moving like at Mach 5 because agility is fun.
Yeah, and I believe we have 34,000 hit points, so oh dear, I think LUF's about to lose his 180,000 experience here. Yeah, Rybon makes a good point in chat. Now that Edward picked up a whole lot of agility because of those 30 levels or so that he picked up, yeah, it definitely makes Pale Dim quite a bit faster here. Here comes an image from Edge here. I like this play. Now, I'd say this is really nice recovery here. This is working out very well. I mean, Kane's getting hit, but only for a couple hundred damage a hit, so yeah, not too bad here. And now Edward's back into the festivities. Yeah, right now about maybe 20,000 damage. Doesn't have much longer to go here. But Fu is running out of magic here. So there's an Ether 2. And that's a victory. Well done.
It looked a little rough there for a moment, but he pulled it out and has cleared off another objective. There's the magma key. We don't need that, but it's there. We have it.
Yep.
It does us no good, but we have it.
Well, I mean, you could throw it down for fun if you want, but that might cost some time here. We do have 2 other mandatory objectives on the moon here. We have to complete the mass immune altar, and we have to complete the ribbon rooms. So those will be 2. Those are usually 2 difficult fights here. Definitely rooting for the Fabul Gauntlet here, the alternate Fabul Gauntlet.
Please give us a required Masamune Fabul Gauntlet. I would imagine LUF is going to go straight to the bottom, by the way. Because that's where we have our 2 objectives down here at.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I agree with that. Yep, continuing to go straight on down here. Just a reminder, we are in a round robin phase of the Adamant Cup. We have 3 groups of 7 runners. They will play against each other. We have 13 groups of 6 runners. Each group will play against each other in a round robin format. Whoever has the best record will move straight to brackets. Whoever has the second and third best records will have a play-in race against each other to see who advances to the bracket. And then if we have ties and we're just using straight record, I don't think we're using buckholds or anything like that. I think it's just straight tie on record. We will have tiebreaker races as well. So yeah, we've got a 10-week tournament coming up here, and it's going to be good times for sure.
Here are those. Is this even randomized? Good night, by the way, Edward.
And the answer to that is yes, it is.
We probably want Edward to get the 200k EXP from this spot. So it'd be really nice if I would maybe just wait this out until I could frog him so I could secure Edward's life.
Yeah, looks like we're trying that right now. Should succeed because Fu is not being hit very hard here.
Because if you're unaware of it, there's something very interesting about this boss. After like so many physical attacks and like one fire attack, they will do their breath attack, which can be reflected and therefore can turn them into frogs. The frogs, though.
Yep, and that pretty much will be victory for LUF here.
Although LUF probably wants to get Edward up.
And actually, you know what? He can also throw a life potion on one of the defeated D-Lunars.
That actually would not work. They're undead.
Ah.
And I believe bosses have like boss rip protection from that.
But I wanted another 100,000 experience.
Well, I'm sorry. If you want another 100,000 experience, you should have had Dark Imps here.
Fair enough. But no matter, 200,000 experience is going to be quite a bit here.
And Stoppable Force is back. It looks like they're also on the moon and just cleared out the Masamune spot. Alright, alright.
Six levels for Kane, 5 levels for Edge, 4 levels for Kane.
Oh,
We got
that's
a package.
That's a pink tail.
We see a
that's
pink
required.
tail. Yeah. Okay. We are.
We have all the pieces of the puzzle. LUF, as soon as he clears out the Masamune ultimate, will be in go mode.
Yeah, I imagine Stoppable Force is in go mode. We're gonna find out in a
I
minute.
think when we last saw Stoppable Force, they were up on the moon clearing out Cave Muhammad, and they had not done the Baron Key before coming up here. Therefore, they still have to go back to the Earth and clear out, like, liberate Baron Castle in order to be in go mode.
Right. That is true. Here we go. We're gonna conquer.
Orbs!
Hey!
Oh, this had to be a fun time with that old mage party. Stoppable Forces rocking. Because the thing with orbs is the main orb you must kill, so it will not revive the other two. Puts up reflect on itself, which means you cannot direct cast most spells on it. You could do something cheeky by casting like float on your party, put like reflect on someone, and try to reflect a float onto the attacker orb, so you can cast Quake to get past the wall. But you know that's like a 50-50 chance. Yes, but Reflected Nuke has a good chance of killing the attacker orb, which means you're probably going to die in return.
Yeah, so we're gonna see how this is gonna play out. Now, Edward does have a spoon, so that would help matters. Alright, down goes the defender.
Kane is going to just be leaping at the back orb.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to... Let's see. Let's see. Oh, he is going to try the reflect strats here.
I mean, if you can reflect a nuke onto the CPU without hitting the attacker, that is actually a ton of damage down that you don't have to do anymore. It just has a, like, you know, a little bit of a risk. Casting float, hoping to maybe hit the CPU. So he can get some set, you know. And no, it hits the attacker, of course it does.
Alright, so that will only... the only thing that'll do is slow him down, I imagine. Oh no, is he?
Oh wait, it hit the attacker. It hit the right one. Which means he can hit the CPU of Quake.
Oh, I understand now. Okay, I get it. I get it. Should be taking care of things here before too long. I think the CPU only had like 30,000 hit points, something like that.
Yeah, this spot is relatively, I think the spot with the most HP is actually the Ribbon Room altar. And that's just because... Because it has, like, you know, 2 bosses in there, so it has, like, their combined HP pool. Okay. Oh yeah. There's gonna be some delays on Stoppable Force aside from like the technical difficulties they had earlier with their internet. So his stream is probably going to stop and delay a little bit, but it's fine. Don't. And I'd like to point out that LUF is now in what we'd like to call go mode.
Yep, absolutely. Only has 2 other things left, and they're pretty quick. But Stoppable Force might be going through the rest of the moon here. Has to fight Golbez with well, you don't have to, but that's where the Wyvern spot is.
Stoppable does not know that, Baron Key holds the last, thing they need in order to fetch a seed. So they're probably gonna clean up this moon and just be rewarded with nothing for their troubles, because that's how it goes sometimes. Moon's not haunted because we had to clear up the 2 required spots which had required key items, but it doesn't have all of the goods. Getting ready to turn in that pink tail. I would imagine that he's going to slap that adamant armor on Eddie, just to give Edward the best chance of surviving, getting hit in the face with a big bane. I mean that's what I do, but that's just me.
We have the pink tail turned in. Edward is going to equip the adamant armor. Okay.
I would also consider not taking out that curse drain and giving it to Fu.
Is he listening to you or something?
you see, if you have the thing here is, if you have Bacchus wines, I don't know if they found them. They might have found them in the shop somewhere. But if you have Bacchus wines, you get everyone up and going with Bacchus wine, you had to throw something at the Zeramus in order to get the first nerf done. You have Fu cast a cure forward to, and then Fu is just sitting there with their twiddling their thumbs.
Well, there's Cecil. Doubt LUF's gonna take that.
Yeah, that Cecil is a day late and several dollars short. It'd be funny.
Yeah. But that is objective number 6 done, but does have to go through the procedure of the Quake being cast, the Titan Call from the Paladin. But maybe do a little menu shuffling here. No, just some Quake. Solid Force did defeat Golbez, so well played there.
Stoppable Force having a moment to look at their key item pool and trying to figure out if they want to stay on the moon, if they're going to just burn the Murasawi spot and go back to the Earth to maybe check out Baron. That's what I'm guessing is what they're doing. Now, with that pass, and with okay, maybe we didn't have wine earlier, because I think LUF is going item shopping.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Unless he wants to throw down the magma key here. Nope, not seeing any Bacchus wines there.
And you won't, because Bacchus wine's already a gated item. You're going to see them maybe Cave Evelyn, maybe at the Fey March, Dwarf Castle. Who's it? They have an edge. They can just go here. There's a Mad Ogre chest and just steal 3 or 4.
Oh, I did not know you could steal Bacchus wines from Mad Ogres.
You can, and it's it's your one source of them if you don't have another readily available source.
And by the way, we found a white spear.
That power shirt is a wonderful pickup. So a drop, just feed that the foo, I guess. Dragon, junk. River cut. We have found leg day. We've also found inventory boss, but you know, that's par for the course.
Darn inventory boss.
It's okay, we don't have a completely full inventory because, you know, Edge didn't have like a shirt. That ice ray coming out while Rubicunti is Conti Puti. Words are hard sometimes. Rubicant.
Well, LUF found monsters, but wasn't the monsters he was looking for.
Rubicant?
I was thinking it was Rubicante.
Oh, Rubicante is he's just trucking Stoppable Force's team. Like one of the pitfalls of an all mage team is sometimes you don't really have the best physical defense. So the bosses can maybe just run over your team and there's not much you can do about it. Hey, an Avenger actually is incredibly handy.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, it's automatic berserk status, and the way you play that out, you can. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. You would be berserk basically with the weapon you previously equipped. It's another one of those cool glitches.
Okay, we're killing these because I would also maybe consider taking this time to like clean out my inventory a little. Just so I'm like, I don't run into like, hey, here's a crystal sword. Would you like a crystal sword?
Sure.
Look at Cave Evelyn. Look at Castle Evelyn giving us the goods for a character we didn't even take. Hey, a rune ring. We don't need it. This food is staying cursed forever. And here is the chest LUF was looking for. Does LUF have like a hourglass or something on hand? You see? Bacchus wines.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna just defeat Mad Ogres. I guess he's out of hourglasses at this point, but
it doesn't really matter, I think. And with like the adventure pickup, assuming that he's only going to need like the 2 Bacchus wines. Hey, another Bahamut summon. He can just leave now. Because this party with the gear it has on should absolutely just look at Zero Mystical. Hey. How's your day?
Well, I guess with LUF going to Mysidia, it's time to have a little discussion about that, Zeromas, because if you've never seen Free Enterprise before, welcome. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. We've got a lot more happening on RPG Limit Break. You can also follow the Free Enterprise and Free Enterprise 2 channels to see more of this. But we're not going to see exactly Zeromas. We're going to see one of, I don't know, 700 or 800 substitutes, I suppose. We've written Scholarkilly mainly, but others as well have put up quite a number of replacements for Zeromas. So, Scala says over 550. So, anyway, I'm running out of time. So, Starman, it is time to ask the best question in all the land, or at least this community, anyway.
Sure, Game Boy, but how can they tell that it's not butter? Right, what are these flags?
Oh, they're just Z flags. They're, you know. All right, place your guesses.
I hope it's Bubsy.
Yes, who are we going to defeat tonight? And do we want to defeat this monster? We're gonna find out. Grr. Okay.
It's not Bubsy. 0 out of 10.
Oh no, a miss on the Bacchus wine. That's gonna reset Kane. Oh no.
Oh well, that's fine. There is one side issue. By using that Bacchus wine on Kane, he doesn't have one handy for Eddie. So we're gonna see who this new kid's. If it's like Kane, it'll be fine. Just berserk up at Edward and be, on your way. Because the Big Bang should not hit hard enough to like kill Kane outright.
And actually, Kane may have equipped it may have been an Avengers sword equipped. So I think it would have been. So in this case, Kane's automatically berserked. And now Edward's berserked. Everybody's berserked. Now, we did see a new counter. So, in this fight, the Big Bang's actually going to be nerfed. Now, for subsequent Big Bangs, you have to have very precise timing in order to get the nerf. Otherwise, everybody's going to get 2,000 damage.
Or more. Later Big Bangs, depending on like your magic evasion and other things, can be real spicy. And sometimes you're just praying that you have a Porum who can avoid dying, or to a Big Bang you could not nerf.
Yeah, you can see the power of the spoon that Edward's equipping. 255 attack power and plus 99 accuracy, which results in some really high damage to Zeromus, and I can't imagine this being a losing fight at all. I think Lufsen has a really good advantage at this point.
Yeah, like the way this fight is going, we may see like another shake, we may even see another Big Bang. But I would almost imagine we almost see like Medio or the thing just dying right after it. Because I suspect with that shake, it will actually skip it and go into like its phase 2. You can tell when it's doing that because like you have this little pause where the game's just like, what do I do? Yep, yeah, it's very strange in the Medio, so.
Yep, yeah, and Medio gets fired when Zeromus has less than 12,000 hit points, so. And actually,
there's the main and the flash and the shake. RNG is dead.
Oh no, not poor RNG. But congratulations to LUF, the winner of this of the first race of the Zeus Gauntlet group. 2 hours, 1 minute, 49 seconds.
And I believe we have LUF sitting on standby to come in and talk to us. Hello, and congratulations.
Hello, thank you. Oh boy, that was quite a surprising seed. I was not expecting, that all underground that goes totally wrong. when I actually tried to go after the Seal Cave and the lower Babel Tower. That was very, very satisfying to actually get the RNG miss, so I could beat that one out.
Yeah, I think the big difference, though, was you going for the Odin spot, and Stoppable Force did not. And so Stoppable Force has to go through Baron Castle and complete that.
Oh, no.
And
Well, they have a package, but they got the package from the moon. Excuse me. I forgot where they get some things sometimes.
Oh.
right, but anyway, yeah. So that was the Odin spot was pretty much the game changer there. Like, both of you were pretty much kind of in lockstep as you went through. There was a little deviation here and there, but you pretty much were in lockstep until that point. Stoppable Force went straight to the moon, and you stuck around. You went through Baron Castle, and I mean, of course, there are several elements, but I would say that was the biggest one.
I'm kind of surprised there because I was actually expecting all that detour in the underworld to actually not paying off. I was kind of expecting at any moment while I was fighting Zeromus to see a done from Stoppable Force. So I'm very surprised there, but kind of satisfied too. I mean, it's always fun to win.
Yeah, I mean, both you and Stoppable Force are veterans of this community, and it's always good to get that first win under your belt.
Indeed, that's a lot of stress gone now. I was stressed the whole game, so yeah, it's actually very, very satisfying to actually have that first match behind me. Actually, I've managed to win it, so it's gonna help for the remainder of the tournament for sure.
Yep, absolutely. So what other interesting things happened? Oh yeah, the Wyvern fight. Wyvern got you, I believe.
What actually happened in the Wyvern fight? No, actually, the Wyvern fight actually went well, if I believe so.
No, you're right. It got Stoppable Force. Yeah. Everybody got 9s. Everyone got 10,000 damage.
I actually had 2 Star Veils up, and I was, oh yeah, I still actually have time. I might as well simply do a nuke just in case I can kill it in one shot and skip the old Mega Nuke. Yeah, it wasn't enough, but it was more the Ant-Lion fight in the basement that really gave me a hard time. Almost wiped there. That would have been disastrous. Managed to save it with some blings. That was very, very terrifying there.
Yeah, you had a very good record with boss fights. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 25 from 28? Something like that. So, yeah, pretty good.
That would be actually 24, I think, because we did not do both Giant. I did not do the Crystal and the Miraz and the Altar. And that's pretty much it. I've done the rest of the entire game. So, yeah, that was still a lot of searching for that package and that Pinktail. I was really hoping I would actually get the Pinktail underground or maybe in Baron. That did not happen. But still, seeing that half of it was on the moon, half of it was way deep in Baron, you kind of have to expect to pretty much do the old game with the way those seeds actually generated. So it actually went pretty much as you'd expect, or at least you wouldn't want to, but that's it. it's pretty much going to go with whoever does the less checks and not does the most in that kind of flag set. So it's really about what you don't have to do.
Yeah, and it looks like Stoppable Force is doing the same thing you did, checking out the Antlion.
And I think it wasn't very useful. It was actually the king that actually gave the Sand Ruby. I think, I'm not sure anymore. You know, with all the stress.
It was from Liberating Baron Castle that you got the Sand Ruby. At this point, I think outside of like Lukaki, Stoppable Force has done everything.
Well, yeah, I did not do the Seal Cave fight, but I did check the key item when I saw it was useless. I went, oh, well, let's do next check. Next check was Baron, obviously.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
go ahead.
No, I had nothing. Go ahead,
I had nothing either. So.
So actually, I did have one other question. You did that one quick grind for 180,000 experience. So if you with 2020 hindsight, do you think that was still a good idea? I mean, it seemed like it still was.
I believe so. I mean, if you check the final fight, actually had Edward at about 870 HP, and I went through 700 Big Bang. It would have survived without that small grind. So I still believe when you have an Edward, you do not land, let's say, on the moon or other checks, and you want to actually boost them quickly. It's kind of best to actually maybe do one quick grind. The dragons are very good for this, especially with Fusoya. That's so good in this flag set. It's always worth it. It's kind of fast to do anyway. It's about 1 minute and a half, pretty much. So I would say just the speed at which Edward is going to go to mince through pretty much everything after that. I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, fair enough. That makes perfect sense to me. Starman, you have any other questions for our winner this evening?
No, I don't think I do.
All right, very good. All right, well, congratulations once again, and we'll see you in future races here coming up over the next 3 weeks.
All right, thanks for putting up with my bad glitch, and thanks for everyone in the Restream team. You do an awesome work. Thanks again, all of you, and good luck to everyone who's playing. Ciao, ciao.
So long. Thank you very much.
Also, Stoppable Force is giving us a bonus boss fight because they did the package before they came to Typo in order to break the to cure the sand fever.
Yeah, that's right. He does have to fight this. That is true. And I would call that a successful fight.
Maybe a little overkill.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. All right, so Stoppable Force will be 0-1 after this race, but that's totally okay. I 4-1 can still win a group, and it definitely would put him at least into a possible last chance race if it came to that. I mean, I definitely think 3-2 would also get you into at least a last chance race for sure. But so still plenty of time. The sand ruby's turned in, and the crystal has been acquired. So it won't be long before Stoppable Force takes on RNGmas.
And this part has a pretty clear strategy for RNGmas. Turn your battle speed down to like 3 or 4. Go in, set up a reflect. Have like Fu cast a direct nuke on Zerimus. And just go to town for reflecting spells.
But first, seeing that Stoppable Force has 3/4 of 1 million Jill, might as well pick up some Ether2s.
And like the way the Zerimus fight it works, like Zerimus has anywhere between like 100 and change, 100,000 and change HP. But because of how the game is coded, he only has in his actual HP pool like 65k or so. And he has an HP check that works how the Elements fight does. At a certain point, at a certain percentage when he takes damage, he will refill his health and go into another phase. Reflex strats with a mage party reflex strats never trigger what would be a counter. And that includes like the HP refill from hitting him directly with damage. Therefore, by reflecting spells at Zerimus, you will skip the refill in like the second phase and the medial phase of the fight.
Yeah, and it definitely would result in a substantially quicker Zeromus fight. We're gonna see, yep, we're gonna have moon veils happening right now, and slows happening as well. But the slow missed because the Zeromus was not vulnerable yet. And 10,000 damage down.
You'd love to see the Quad 9.
Absolutely. There's the direct slow, and that will result in a nuke counter. And that also will result in a nerf Big Bang, probably. Unless it was already queued, in which case there will be 2 losing here. And it was nerfed, but 2 still passed away because it still was pretty strong.
It's fine. All you really need to carry for this fight is like, you know, Palom doing his best.
Yeah, and I think this should still be a victory, just because Zeromus has been slowed down quite a bit.
Well, the thing about slowing Zerimus is you only need 2 ticks of slow for like the maximum or like 1 Soul Club. Also, this I'd be a little scared of this like big bane.
And he's safe.
Yeah, they both live.
Yeah, I think he's looking real good now. I mean, I think he's right up at that HP count. Let's see if that's enough.
Yeah, that was enough.
It is enough. So, well done, Stoppable Force. Great Zeroma's fight there. And final time is 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 1 second. So, good game, Stoppable Force.
Looks like Stoppable Force is ready to stop in and say hello. Hello, Stoppable Force.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, good game. And it looks like I don't know if you heard the interview with LUF there. You've finished about 16 minutes apart, so with the 15-minute delay we take in, that could be a thing. But we probably the big difference was LUF going into Baron Castle to pick up the last required item, pretty much, and then he was able to go directly down to the ribbon and the Basimune spot, and didn't have to go through the other Lunar boss spots, and you had to go through the rest of them to find that last required spot. So it looks like, of course, there are other things that can pop up, but that seemed to be the biggest one to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was honestly just me gambling and losing. I looked at the point where I had, I think I had the King and Odin and the Sealed Cave left on Earth, and then all of the Moon. And I was like, well, let's gamble on the Moon. And because, I had objectives, there's a lot of key items up there, it sort of paid off. But if I'd gone to the King first, yeah, it would have been a lot better.
But of course, that is how things work out at times. Is sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't, and you could say that out of a lot of randomizers. So definitely made total sense to go for that strategy there.
It's a little unusual for me because I'm kind of notoriously #Team Never Moon, but I figured I had the power overwhelming. I also wanted to go ahead and get a little bit of a grind out of the way since I had the sirens and the hourglasses burning a hole in my pocket.
Yeah, we did see you go for those gold dragons there, for which is because I think you had 10 key items at the time. So I mean, that's a horde of experience, 180,000 a pop. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I had just ticked over to 10, and that was also a factor in my decision making there.
Yeah, absolutely. So what did you think about that wyvern there at the dwarf castle?
I kept thinking every time I ran towards a boss and I saw the star pop up, and sometimes I hadn't saved, and I thought, yeah, this is going to be wyvern. And it never was. And then the one where I, saved and carefully prepared and ran straight in and ate a face full of Mega Nuke. It's, sometimes the wyvern gets you.
yeah, totally understandable there. I think that was actually your only defeat with all the boss fights. I don't know if you had any other defeats, but I think that was the only one you had. So what is that, 28 from 29 or 27 from 28? So I mean, very good.
There was one that occurred during the time when my stream was disconnected because my internet went out here. At the CPU at the Masamune altar, the first time around, I just attempted to YOLO it instead of using float reflect strats, and got Globe 199, and then couldn't pick anybody up because life spells were giving them back less than one Mazer shot. So I had to do the CPU fight twice. But yeah, wyvern and CPU were it.
Yeah, so I mean, that would make it like 27 or 28 out of 29 or 30. So yeah, very, very good record there. So definitely something to be happy about, despite the results here. But 0-1, but you still got what, 4 more matches left in this group? 4 or 5 more matches? I don't know if you're in a 7-person group or 6, but All right, Starman, any questions for Stoppable Force here?
Not really, no.
All right, well then, you have any other other thoughts on this seed, Stoppable Force?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? One sec. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. We were just wondering if you had any other thoughts on this seed.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I was just saying it's good to be back. This is actually the first race I've done since November, so you were kind of watching me derust live.
Hey, and it's glad to see you once again in another awesome tournament, and there's still going to be plenty more to come. That's for sure. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you real soon for sure.
All right. Thanks everybody for the commentary and the tracking, and Scala especially for restreaming and putting up with my internet dying. Yeah, it's been fun. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you for joining us. Well, with that, I think we're officially done at the moment. Any final words, Game Boy?
No, I think we are pretty much good to go. I mean, get ready. We got 10 weeks of Adamant Cup action. It's going to be great. I mean, we're going to have over 300 round robin matches. We're not going to be able to restream all of them, but we're going to stream a good number of them, and then we're going to have tiebreaker races, and we're going to have play-in races, and then we're going to have bracket races. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. So looking forward to it.
Yep. I've been Starman, joined by Game Boy F9. We're going to go raid John Brickhead as they're doing Adamant Cup practice, but don't forget, there's an Artemis Bow group race tonight between Blue Cat Loach and Frankie Bones at 11:30 p.m. ET Eastern. That'll be up for your price too, so be sure to catch that.
Absolutely. I'll have to admit that I'll probably be in bed at that time, but I'll catch the replay.
I may actually be awake because I never sleep. All
right, sounds good. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap her up here. So for Starman, for our runners, LUF and Stoppable Force, for our restreamer Scala Kitty, for our tracker JMac, you're all awesome. Chat is awesome. Everyone's awesome, and we will see you all real soon. Take care, everyone. You've been watching RPG Limit Break. Have a great night.
Good night, everyone.